Naaseh v'natzliach. I want to welcome you to the 4th year of this lunch and learn that we've been doing. We started it at Ironside 3 years ago. Last year we carried it over to the Beacon Tower, and we've been doing this Baruch Hashem for a very long time. Very excited for this 4th cycle that we're getting into, and also very excited for the new Torah learning that we're going to come into in the upcoming year. I know in the past year together we learned a lot. We had some very, very powerful classes over here, made an impression, made an impact on us, all the learning. And Baruch Hashem, we're in Tafshin Peh. You know, this maybe we didn't have a chance to speak about it, but you know, the rabbis always try to tell us that there's a meaning to every letter in the Hebrew alphabet. So this year, which is 5,780, is Taf Shin Peh. And they say, what's Taf Shin Peh? Tiyeh Shnat Pirya Verivya. That should be a year for procreation, that we should be able to have children. Tiyeh Shanat Parnasa, that we should have a year of a lot of Parnasa. Tiyeh Shanat Pereplaim, of wonders. You know, that would this be a year that will be in awe of all the things that Hashem does for us in our lives.
Mashiach.
That doesn't come with Mashiach, doesn't start with Peh. So it says Tiyeh because we would Tafshin Peh. What's the Tiyeh Shanat? What's the Peh standing for? Huh?
It's gonna come from Petach Tikva.
Tiyeh Shanat Petach Tikva. It's gonna be a good year for it. A good friend of mine told me, you know what? You want to sum up the best thing? Tiyeh Shanat. You know, every time there's something chazak that we like, what do you say? Psh. It says that'll be that type of year. But also, if you look a little bit closer, Taf Shin Peh. Shin is like shinaim. Peh is like mouth. And Taf Shin Peh is also sfat. You can read it like the words lips. So we have the mouth, we have the lips, we have the teeth. It seems like the speech, the mouth, is going to be a very, very big part of this year. And with saying that, it's a good way to start the lesson that we have over here of Bereshit. But before we start the lesson on Bereshit, I'd like to give an honorable mention, first of all, to our gracious host, H&M Builders, for being supporters of Torah, allowing us the use of their headquarters for every single week to gather over here, to learn over here, to eat over here. Hashem varech otchem, samech otchem, give you continued success, health, wealth, happiness, baracha v'hatzlacha in all you do. All the permits should be giving out quickly. All the jobs should be profitable. They should be done in a timely manner, and you should always be involved with honest people. And Bezat Hashem also that give an honorable mention to our to the pioneer of this class, Judah Mendel and Mendel Law, for putting this together a few years ago with just a few people and a few slices of pizza to over here that it grew to something so beautiful. So already hundreds of classes on YouTube. Many people have already connected to Torah, learned from Torah in your marriage. Hashem varech otcha v'samech otcha, and fulfill all your heart's desires of Torah. And Be'ezrat Hashem, go higher and higher with bli yerida, without coming down. Baruchaniut, bagashmiut, and Be'ezrat Hashem, that we dance underneath your chuppah this year. Bimhera, bimhera, bimhera. Also, like to give an honorable mention to our sponsors, Hummus Factory, for supplying us this delicious food every single week. And I recently found out that they also added now meat to their menu. So if anybody wants some fresh food, healthy food, you can visit Hummus Factory. And God bless them for supporting Torah and also being part of this as well. Before we get started, I have to mention a few people that need our help. And Baruch Hashem, if we can help them along the way while we're learning, why not? May this learning be to the Hatzlacha of Eliyahu ben Esther Stacy, and be to the Refuah Shelema of Rav Alon Anava, who's not doing very well right now. He's in the hospital. Alon Yehuda Yosef ben Chana. Also to Yudit Chava bat Beila, Sarah bat Alia, and Guy ben Dina. Each one, may Hashem give them what they need. Also to the deceased, to the people that are no longer with us, should this be to their Ilui Nishma, to David ben Zohar, Yaniv ben Rina, Shmuel ben Amuma, Menachem Mendel ben Elchanan and Devorah Fega bat Shmuel. And Lekol Am Yisrael, for each one and their needs. Okay, let's get started. Bereshit. This is it. Page 1 of the Chumash. This is the beginning. Almost all of our questions, if you really sit down with yourself, almost all of our questions about God and existence start with this page. Start with this chapter. Start with this parasha. Start with this book. I feel that after 4 cycles together, or 3 cycles together, on the 4th cycle, I would like to step it up a notch. I would like for our learning to go 1 notch higher, because I believe that the people in the room have graduated to a certain level where we can actually learn higher concepts, and at the end we can see how we can tie them into practical ways of living out our daily lives. But this is definitely not a basic lesson. This is a lesson that has to do with Zohar. It's a lesson that has to do a lot with understanding things on a higher realm, things that have to do with the invisible, things that have to do with... it's not the norm. It's not the normal story. So you have to be open-minded. You have to be very accepting of the Gemara, of the Zohar, of Chazal, of our rabbis, and understand that there's much higher concepts that are going on in the world. That's what the rabbis are doing all day long inside the kollel and all that. What are they doing? They're learning much higher concepts of what the Torah is. Because remember, the Torah can be learned in Pardesh, Pshat, Remesh, Drash, Sod. We've been dwelling in Pshat for a very long time. So I'd like to step it up a notch a little bit, to open up your mind so you can understand the story of Bereshit on a broader sense, on a larger scale. Let's begin. It says, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Right there and then, we have a very basic fact. God first created the heavens, and then He created the earth. What does that mean for us? First, He created the heavens, where over there are all the angels, all the neshamot, everything that is spiritual. That got created first. Then God created the earth, or everything that has to do with matter, with the Gashmir. So we know that first was Shamayim, and then was the Aretz. The way that the world got created was Asara Ma'amarot, 10 utterances. HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke 10 times, and Yesh Mi'ayin. Oh, Baruch haba, what a surprise. Look who's here.
Thank you.
Welcome. This is so nice. Yes. So, you guys are just in time. We just started. Oh, thank you. Put over here. So the Hashem created the world with 10 utterances. In other words, He spoke 10 times, and after speaking 10 times, the world came to be Yesh Mi'ayin. What does Yesh Mi'ayin mean? Something from nothing. Till today, they're still trying to figure out how that could be. And they can't. Nobody can duplicate what God can do. Yesh Mi'ayin. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu created everything that is within the world. Think again, from the beginning of time. If it was the heavens and the earth, the land and the sea, the trees, the animals, the birds, the fish, the animals, the universe, and everything within it, all of that was created in order for one thing. In order to serve man. Everything that you see around us was all created so it could serve us. As a matter of fact, Chazal encourage us to believe that Kol ha'olam kulo nivra bishvili. They encourage us to believe that the entire world was created for me. You have to understand that Hashem went through all this effort for you, to create the entire world just for you. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that somebody went to such a great effort just to make this whole planet available to you? Now, being that the stage is set for all us humans, that we have this unbelievable setting around us, just like an actor has a stage, us humans have this world as a stage. And what is the stage for? What is the purpose? If all this beautiful planet was set up for me, is so I can do what? The biggest question that everybody has in this world: what's my purpose in this world? So, the purpose of the human being in this world, or more specifically, the Jew in this world, is to fix the world. Is the world broken? No. The world is not broken. But on a much higher level, you should understand that during creation, when Hashem created the world, there was a creating of the vessels and the breaking of the vessels. He tried many different things that didn't work. A world that was going to be just by deen, it didn't work. A world that was going to be just by chesed, it didn't work. And through all these different creations, when the world could not hold all the spirituality or all the holiness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, these worlds got shattered. And when this world got created, there were 288 sparks. The Torah or the Zohar calls them refach nitzotzim. These are 288 sparks that are basically sparks that need to be collected from this world and brought back to Hashem in order for the job to be complete. So because of these 288 sparks, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends the human race, or more specifically, the Jewish people, to go and pick up these 288 sparks. You might not have noticed it, but in Sukkot, we were waving our lulav and etrog d'arba minim. I don't know if you read that whole big section right before shaking. You might be the ones that are just saying the bracha and you shake, right? But for the Sephardi, you have over there maybe 3-4 pages of L'Shem Yechud. And if you read that L'Shem Yechud, it tells us that we're shaking the lulav in order to pick up the sparks of the refach nitzotzim. Refach nitzotzim, 288 sparks. What is that? Well, we just spoke about it. These 288 sparks that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent us in this world to pick them up. Now, if that's the case, then the way that we need to understand it is God is the creator, and He sent us Jews as co-creators with Him in this world. Why? Because all the work has been done. But for the 288 sparks that are left over, He sent inside a special team, a little Delta Force, like a 0.2% of the world's population is going to be a special team He's going to send, that you can pick up the 288 sparks for me. And this is part of the story of creation. That we become the assistants, the co-creators of God in this world. If that's the case, if we're at the top of the food chain on this planet, and this whole world is a setting for us, and we are the co-creators of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then I'd like to take a little bit of a closer look at man. Us, human beings, man and woman. I mean, we're pretty special. We are pretty special since God has selected us to be this unique group of people that is going to be part of His grandiose plan of planet Earth, the 288 refach nitzotzim, and the work that needs to be done. That up until today, we are involved in it. from the first pasuk that we just read, I'm going to jump to the 26th pasuk that says, Vayomer Elokim naaseh Adam betzalmenu kidmutenu. You know, this is something that a lot of historians have a very hard time explaining this pasuk, let alone understanding what it means. This is the Judaism this side of it. This is what our Chazal, Orthodox Jews, this is the way that we understand these two pesukim. It says, Vayomer Elokim naaseh Adam betzalmenu kidmutenu. I'll read it. And God said, let us make man in our image, of our likeness. Who's he talking to? Who's God talking to? And it says, V'yirdu b'dagat hayam u'ba'of hashamayim. They can go and they can eat the fish, they can eat the chickens, they can eat the animals, and everything that goes on the land. The next pasuk Chav Zayin says, Vayivra Elokim et Adam betzalmo, betzelem Elokim bara oto. Hashem created him in the likeness. So God created man in His image. In the image of God, He created him. And then it says, Zachar u'nekeva bara otam. Male and female, He created them. Let's park ourselves on these two pesukim right now, just to understand it a little bit better. First of all, when it says, Vayomer Elokim naaseh Adam betzalmenu kidmutenu, who's He talking to? Who's He talking to? Moshe? No. Moshe is not even around yet. He is, remember, we have to go back to the beginning. You guys weren't here for the beginning. I'll catch you up. It says, Vayomer Elokim, it says, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Since He already created the heavens first, what's in the heavens? In the heavens is the angels. Okay? And the angels, you have to understand that there's a ministering angel for everything on this planet. There's an angel for that tree. There's an angel for that cloud. There's an angel for every blade of grass. There's an angel for you. There's an angel for the ocean. There's an angel for the planet. There's a ministering angel in the heavens for every single thing that's on this planet. So He's sitting around with all these angels for everything He's going to create. And He says, let us create man. Out of derech eretz. He's not being arrogant. He has all these angels around Him. And He says, let us create man. In our likeness and in our image. In other words, what? Hashem asked every single angel to give a small piece of themselves. In their likeness. Give me a little bit of that tree. Give me a little bit of that bear. Give me a little bit of that lion. Give me a little bit of that cloud. Give me a little bit of that grass. Give me a little bit of all of you. And let's put it all together into one thing called man. That's why in the mornings when we say, Heve az kenamer v'gibor kari. We say, Heve gibor kari v'az kenamer v'kal kanesher v'kal ketzvi la'asot et tzon avicha shebeshamayim. What do you mean, be like a lion, be like a bear, be like... What is that? It's because we have it inside of us. We have those characteristics to be strong like a lion, to be swift like a deer. Why? Hashem created us like that. Furthermore, it says that He created... Now again, we're learning about man. We're learning about human beings. It says Hashem created the human being. How did He create them? Zachar v'nekeva. Male and female. Now here there's a difference of opinion. Zachar v'nekeva. Zachar v'nekeva, there's an opinion that Adam and Chava were stuck together. He was in the front, she was in the back, or any way you want to look at it, they were stuck together. Two human beings, one facing this way, one facing the other way. The other opinion is that they were Zachar v'nekeva. One was male, one was female. A human being, right? A woman could be a human being, and a man can be a human being, right? So it's either a female human being and a male human being, or it was one that was stuck together. Bara otam Zachar v'nekeva. Now, if we go now that we understand how God created us, that every part of creation is inside of our body, and that Hashem created us human beings with both male and female options. We go to Perek Bet, Pasuk Zayin, and it says over here something very interesting. Vayitzer Hashem Elokim et Adam afar min Adama, vayipach ba'apav nishmat chayim v'Adam lenefesh chaya. Hashem now takes sand, dirt, ground, earth from all over the world, and he puts it together, and he clays him out to the shape of a human being, and he blows a soul into him. First question is, why does he have to take it from all corners of the earth? Why don't he just take it from where he was, and that's enough? So Chazal tell us, the rabbis tell us, he took it from every part. He took it from Antarctica. He took it from United States. He took him from China. He took him from Africa, from all these different places. So like that, no matter where the person dies, the ground will accept him back again. Also, regardless of where the man is going to be, in a warm climate or a colder climate, he has the ingredients inside of him to withstand the elements. So one, that no matter where he dies in the world, the earth will accept him back. And also, regardless of where he's going to be in the world, he'll be able to deal with the climate that's there. So he took the clay from all over the world, and he breathed into him that nefesh Eloki, that thing that we say, the little spark of God that Hashem put in us, that powers this body. We don't work on batteries. What does it work on? It works on that little godly spark that Hashem put inside of us. Now, you should also know, how does Hashem run the world? According to his, when it says they should make him in our image, in our in the way that Hashem carries himself. I'm trying to simplify, talking about the 10 emanations, talking about the Sfirot, because that's already when you talk about Zohar and the 10 little emanations. Oh, what is that? It's so far from us. But basically, it's 10 characteristic traits that Hashem runs the world. Chesed, kindness, Gvura, being tough, Tiferet, the combo, Netzach, Chod, Chochmah, Binah, Dat, right? So if Hashem runs the world with those 10 Sefirot, those 10 character traits, so when he blew it into him, besides everything that we just put, the ground and all the ministering angels, Hashem put in them also the 10 Sefirot as well. All the different characteristics of God. So look what's going on into this complex human being before even day one. And all this was just an introduction, so you can understand on how we came to be. But here's where the real class is going to begin. There's a small, tiny detail in Parashat Bereshit that if you don't pay attention to it and you just skim over it, you miss one of the biggest secrets in the story of Genesis. Small, tiny detail in the wording, small, tiny details in the letters, in the placement of the letters, and these small little variations is what's going to reveal to us this major secret, this major hidden story within Genesis. And what is it? It's an incredible insight about Adam and Chava, the first two humans. And what's the insight? Well, the Zohar, the Chida, Chazal, and even some modern rabbis like Rabbi Dov Pinson, like Rabbi Manis Friedman, a lot of rabbis that have touched on this story. It was very interesting to hear how they were going to describe it. But we have sources, solid sources, that reveal to us this incredible story. That in the story of Bereshit, there were actually two Chavot, two Eves. Now, if that's true, that changes everything. And where is Eve number 1 and where is Eve number 2? And what is the story? Because I don't see that here in the Pesukim. So, the story goes that after creating man, Hashem takes him and places him right in the middle of Gan Eden. And he tells him, you're here to protect and to work the land. He gives him one rule. One rule. Imagine this entire world with one rule. Lo tochal me'etz hadat tovera. Don't touch this one tree. It's a tree that gives you da'at, that you get to understand the difference between good and bad. In previous years, we did amazing classes about etz hadat tovera. I encourage you to go back into the catalog on YouTube and watch those lessons. But that's not for our lessons today. And after creating him and putting him right in the middle of the garden, if you go to Perek Bet, Pasuk Yudchet, it says something interesting. It says, ויצב השם אלוקים על האדם לאמור, מכל עץ הגן אכול תאכל, ומעץ הדעת טוב ורע לא תאכל ממנו, כי ביום אוכלך ממנו מות תמות. He says that you're going to die if you're going to eat from this tree. Then you go right after that, right after the warning about the tree, it says, ויאמר השם אלוקים, לא טוב היות האדם לבדו. It's not good that the man should be alone. Why is he alone? Why is Adam alone? What happened? How did Adam become alone? Furthermore, it says, not only that, if we just learned, it's two things. If she was stuck to him, how did she leave? How can he be alone? She's stuck to him. If they were separated, that means that she left. Where did she go? And not only that, after whatever just happened, because we still now are just raising questions we can't figure out, we don't have the answers yet, Hashem realizes that a man who is alone and by himself, it's not good. Lo tov yot adam levado. I will create from him an assistant. Let's see how they say it here in Hashem says, I will make him a helper corresponding to him. Ezer kenegdo. Excellent. If you fast forward now to just a few pesukim from here, to Chaf Aleph and Chaf Gimel, look what it says. It says that Hashem puts Adam in a deep sleep, and he takes one of his ribs, and he creates a woman. ויבן השם אלוהים את הצלע שלקח מאדם לאישה, והביאה אל אדם. Now he creates a woman for her, and he brings this woman to the Adam. Why is he bringing this woman to Adam? Wasn't she stuck to him? Or wasn't she already with him? What's going on over here? Next pasuk. Vayomer Adam. So Adam wakes up from this surgery that he just went through, and it says, Zot hapam etzem atzamai ubasar b'sari lezot ikra isha. This time, this one came from me, from my bone, from my flesh. For this one, I'll call my wife. Still very confusing. It's still very confusing. He already had a wife. He was born with one. Either she's stuck to him or she's no longer with him. But when he says Vezot hapam, now this time, that means there was another time. And the questions begin to develop. Also, it says Vezot hapam lezot ikare isha. And he says to this one, ikare, I'm going to call her isha. I'm going to call her wife. You know, he could have called her Joyce. He could have called her Julie. Why is right at lezot ikare isha? For this one, I'll call wife. Sounds like a Neanderthal way of man, woman, food, isha.
It's just a woman, no? The definition.
Yes, but before it was Zachar Nekeva. Now he's giving her a different name, Isha. And later on, it's going to be Chava. Why is all these changes in names? Now, I'm going to give you one more pasuk, and then we're going to start to unfold the story. Pasuk Gimel, Perek Gimel, Pasuk Aleph, it says, והנחש היה ערום מכל חיית השדה. Here comes this sneaky snake. ויאמר אל האישה. And he tells, ויאמר אל האישה. Over here you have to listen to the distinction. It says over here that the Nachash, the snake, was speaking to Ha'isha. Adam just called her Isha. Nachash is talking to Ha'isha. What is this Ha'isha? And he says, and he convinces her to eat from the tree. Here the story begins to unravel. Take a look. The Chida, Arav Chaim Yosef David Azulai, brings this chidush in his Pninei Chida in one of the books. It says like this. He says, you know what's the real story over here? He says, when Adam and Chava, not Adam and Chava, when Adam was created, and Zachar and Nekeva, he says that the female human being look at the male human being and says, you know, you're just like me. We're the same height. We're the same weight. We're the same age. You know better than me. And you know what she does? She says, you know what? I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship where I'm going to be subservient to you. And she runs away. The first Chava, not that we're going to call her Chava, runs away. And because she ran away, Adam Arishon finds himself what? All alone. And Hashem says it's not good that you should be all on your own. While she ran away, what happens? Oh, she bumps into the snake. And the snake tells her, you know, you should eat from this tree. She tells her, no, my husband told me, or Adam told me that I shouldn't eat from this tree or I'll die. He convinces her, he pushes her on the tree. He says, you see, you touched it, you didn't die, eat it. And the tree, there was some sort of allure to this tree, the way it looked, the way it smelled. There was a ta'ava to it, there was a desire for it. Like, we can't explain it now. I mean, we don't look at an orange tree and and drool over it. But apparently this tree had some sort of effect on her, that she went and she ate it. The Zohar says that he convinced her even to sleep with her. Because there's a pasuk over there that says, Hisi'ani hanachash. What's hisi'ani? From the word nesu'ah, to get married. What do married people do? They consummate their marriage through what? Through being with each other. So the Nachash bumps into the wife that we're going to say Ha'isha, the ones that wants to be better than the man, or at least just as equal as the man. And she says, by the way, the Chida gives us something incredible over there that even in the Gematria you can see it. Gematria is the numerical value of the letters. If you take the numerical value of the word Ish, man, what's the numerical value? It's Aleph Yud Shin, 311. 1, 10, and 300, 311. Right? Isha is what? Aleph Shin Hey, 1, 305 is 306. So we have the man is 311 and the woman is 306. So just even numerically, you can see that the Isha is on a lower number than Ish. But when the Torah refers to her as Ha'isha, right? The man is 311. What's Ha'isha? Hey, Aleph, Shin, Hey, 311. Ish, she says, no, I'm not Isha, I'm Ha'isha. I'm just like you. So it says, when the Nachash tricked her to eat from the tree by eating, and then she made Adam sin as well by eating the tree as well. Their eyes opened up and they realized that they recognized the difference between Tov and Ra. They became embarrassed and they hid, and then we see the whole episode in the parasha where Hashem comes and says, "Ayeka, where are you?" Of course that Hashem knew where he was, but he said, "Where are you, Ayeka?" Meaning, what happened to you? You lost your high level of being a pure soul. Where are you right now, Ayeka? You went lower. You ate from this fruit that I told you not to do. You sinned. And here comes the typical blame game that has never left us in history. Pasuk Yud. The man blames the wife, and the wife blames the snake. Vayomer Adam, Haisha, asher natatem yedi, hi natalem min ha'etz ha'ochel. The woman made me sin. Vayomer Hashem Elokim la'isha, ma zot asit? What is this? Vatomer, pay attention. Ha'isha. There's that Ha'isha again. There's that Eve number one, the one with the ego. Hanachash hisiani va'ochal. He told, no, the snake convinced me. And from here, Chazal know that Hishiani is that he had relations with her. Va'ochal. As a matter of fact, you know how he convinced her? Oh, this is so sweet. This is in Aramaic. If you know Aramaic, you can understand it. He tells her, what's your name? She tells him, my name is Chava. She tells her, oh, really? You know what's my name? Chavaya. The way you say snake in Aramaic is Chavaya. So he says, you see, you have Sus, Susa, Kelev, Kalba, Chava, Chavaya. Oh, we're a perfect match, you see? If you look right now, if you do Unkulus, Shtay Mikra Ve'echad Targum, when you see the word Nachash, look over and you're going to see Chavaya. He even tricked her like that. It's very convincing. Now, from this episode, what happens? From this episode, that Eve, the one that took the energy of Ha'isha, the one that says, no, I'm going to be superior or just like you, and the one that slept with the Samech Mem, you know who she became at the end? His wife. The Lamed Yud and the Lamed Yud and Taf. You know the Samech Mem, the devil, has a wife. And his wife's name is, I just said it, right? The Lamed Yud and the Lamed Yud and Taf. And they became a couple. And the second couple became Adam and the second wife, the one that he called Isha. By the way, maybe I'll mention it a little bit later on, but it's so funny. Like this whole energy of Ha'isha, we've seen it come in history, and we saw it about 20 years ago. It had a rise and has a rise right now. I'll touch on it at the end. But it came now that now we have the Samech Mem has his wife, Adam has Chava, but after this whole episode, the snake gets cursed, Adam gets cursed, Chava gets cursed, and the ground gets cursed. 39 curses. The man's curse, Bezat apecha tochal lachem, right? You're gonna have to work super hard in order to get livelihood. We know that for a man, parnasa is difficult. Why? Curse of the snake. Curse of Adam Arishon. Chet Adam Arishon, that's why it's so hard. That's why we go to work and we try, and emails and phone calls, deals falling through, deals going through. We made money, we lost money. Why? Here it is why. This is why. Because of this. The woman, she's going to have all these different things. It says that she's going to have hard childbirth. It says, Ela Isha Amar, Harba arbe etzvonech. It says, I'm going to give you a lot of sorrow. V'haronech be'etzav tili banim. And when you give birth, it's going to be very difficult for you to give birth. That's why a woman, when she has labor pains, where is that from? Adam and Chava, when it says, Shtayim alu lamita v'sheva yardu. When Adam and Chava first had relations, it wasn't like that. They had you could give birth on the same day. But after this curse, the labor pains, you see the woman yelling at the top of their lungs every time that they give birth, is from this scenario. But look at the end of this pasuk, what it says, Ve'el ishech teshukatech vehu imshol bach. It says, your craving shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. That's the curse of the woman from the time of Bereshit. That she will need her man's attention. A woman, if she doesn't get her man's attention, is nothing. You men, if you're married or dating or a woman craves her husband's, oh, that food was delicious. Oh, I love that little pin that you put on your hair. Oh, I love what you did in the house. Oh, I love the food that you cooked. They love that. Why? They're wired like that. And the second thing is, and he shall rule over you. Why? Because at first she wanted to be what? Ha'isha. He says, you wanted to be Ha'isha. Go back to being Isha, and now you're going to want him, and not only that, he's going to rule over you. When I found this out, I thought it was a very, very, very eye-opening, interesting to the beginning of time. I had no idea there were two Eves. I never knew that the devil had a wife. I never knew that there were two couples, that this happened this way, and why, all these 39 curses. It was very eye-opening. Not only that, I thought that the Samech Mem was working on his own. Not that he has a partner in crime, he must be a lot stronger. So it's very interesting. If you add up the gematria of the Samech Mem, his full name, which is Samech Mem and Aleph Lamed, which is like the way we say Yemin V'Smol, his real angel name is Small. Right? It's Samech Mem and Aleph Lamed. His wife's name, we said, is Lamed Yud and Taf. If you put it all together, it adds up to 611. Guess what's the identical gematria to 611? The word Torah. Torah is 611. You want to cancel out the Samech Mem and his wife? No problem. Torah. Torah has the power to nullify him and his wife. That's a chishdush from Yaakov Abuchatzera. Now, having said that the beginning of time started with a woman wanting equality. It started with this whole episode of the original Eve leaving Adam, and then going with the Samech Mem, and then the second one. This whole event, as much as we would like it to be 5,780 years away, is more felt today than any other time. This Ha'isha, right? This Ha'isha, woman equality is on the rise. If you look around you, turn on the news, the women want what? They want equal pay, they want equal rights, they want equal respect. And you know what? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. They've been second-class citizens for such a long time, right? They go to you don't know what it's like to be a woman. You ever go to work? You do just as much work, you get half the pay. And not only that, you get all these guys acting like a monkey around you all day long because you're a woman. You see, ever be a woman in the house? You see how her husband treats her, how he talks to her, how he acts to her, then the kids. You know what? They got the worst end of the stick. Women in general don't have the best experience in the world. Like James Brown said, it's a man's world, right? It's a man's world. And why? Because that's what not anymore. This is the lesson of today.
This is a big problem.
This is the lesson of today. That right now they want everything to be the same. But now what happened? No problem. So it started with feminism and women's activism, and in the 60s and the 70s, women's rights, not a problem. They moved up, they got better jobs, better pay. But what's happening over here? It became a competition. Now it's the boys versus the girls. In other words, the woman wants to compete with the men to get the exact same thing. But that's not their purpose in this world. They didn't come here to compete. Hashem didn't create man and woman so they can see who can make the most money, who can run the fastest, who can be the strongest. We don't have the same goals in this world. Hashem didn't give us a set of things that we have to do here that are equal to man and to woman. Look at the way we're built. The way a woman is built and the way a man is built is completely different. We're built for something, and the woman is built for something else. It's also like you go to a construction site. Bulldozers to pick up and a drill is to drill. It's two different things. You wouldn't use one for the other. But no, it's imagine you go to a construction site and the bulldozer wants to dig. And the digger wants to pick up. It doesn't work. But they're fighting over there. No, I can do it. I want to do it. Okay. Now, the relationship between man and woman in this day and age, in this generation, has lost its way. There's no more bonding. There's no man and woman uniting, becoming one. Like the original Adam and Chava, stuck together. Right? Like what does it say? That a man should cleave to his wife, leave his parents, and be one. All about Tachdut. We don't have that. We don't have a man, he meets a woman, they become one, and they sail off into the sunset. We don't have that. We don't have that anymore. What we have is we have man and woman competing in the world for the same things. That's not what Hashem wanted from us. It's not what Hashem built this world for. We've become, it's like a war of the sexes. It's like in high school, the boys versus the girls. So what happens over here is that we've lost our moral compass. We're at 5,780, and our morals, if you look at the compass, it's just spinning. We don't know what's left, what's right, what's north, what's east. We don't know. Look at everything that's happening around. The Me Too movement. It started with women that got assaulted, and now the women are on everything. You just open up your mouth. Me too. I want more pay. Me too. I want to have more right. Me too. I want to have this. Everything is me too. There's no stone left unturned on equality in this world. Not only that, now we're going one step further. There's no equality. There's no gender even now. That's it. There's no gender specific. We're all the same. We're all the same. Even your body parts can make you different from you. Could you imagine? Something as biological as your body parts means nothing in this world. Now, today's society that's going against the way of creation, it's our duty, back to being the co-creators of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to show the world what's the right way. It's our duty to be the beacons of light in the world. What's the right way? Us Jews, this 0.2%, imagine, there's 1%, not 1. 0.2 of 1% is the Jewish population in the world, and we are here to show the whole world what's the right way. And it's amazing, because what's happening over here? The world is fighting for what? For Jewish values. Right now the woman wants respect. She wants honor, right? She wants to feel empowered. Did you ever go into a Jewish home? The woman is a queen.
She's everything.
She's everything. Meanwhile, she accepts the job as Isha, as the 306, not the 311. She accepts the job. Yes, you Veim Sholba. Yes, no problem, husband. I am subservient to you. But go into that house. You think that husband is going to let that woman eat that curse? He goes, sir, my love, my honey, my queen. I know you're predisposed to a curse from the time of Adam and Chava. But I got your back. I'm going to make you a queen. I'm going to uplift you from your curse. You're supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be on the bottom. I'm going to take you to the top. Go to a Jewish home. Go see how the husband speaks to his wife. Go see how the kids treat the mother. Go see how they treat her in the holidays. Look at the kavod. Look at the language. You open up the door to a Jewish home. You're saying, what? This is Isha? She gets all the perks of Ha-Isha without the fight. She gets everything that Ha-Isha wanted with zero resistance. All Chazal tell us is that the parnasah comes through the wife, the health, the happiness, everything that you want in your life comes through a little funnel of shefa from the shamayim that travels first through your wife. You want money, you want health, you want happiness? Hashem says, no problem, but I send it through her. I send it through her. So it's amazing. The world is asking for Jewish values, and it wants what the first Isha wanted, and she's getting it. The only thing is, they're missing it the way that the Jews are doing it. As a matter of fact, Rav Elimelech Bitterman said something very, very interesting. He says, you take your wife out of her curse, which is what? To be subservient to you, and you make her a queen? What does he do? He says, and I take you out of your curse. Bezat apecha tochalachem. You're not going to have the hardship of parnasah. Because you treat your wife like a queen, I take you out of bezat apecha tochalachem to rags to riches. Everything that the world wants comes back to Jewish values. We are the co-creators. We are here to show the world how to live the life the right way. And if you look around, if you look at positive psychology, if you look at all the self-help books, if you look at all the life coaches, everything that they're preaching is Judaism 101. Oh, be kind to one another. Oh, watch the words that you use. Oh, be careful, be healthy. What? Everything almost. Block some time out for yourself. Do sometimes without technology. Oh, really? Chesed, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, Shabbat. Every single concept that they're now selling millions and millions of books, like, they reinvented the wheel. It's Judaism 101. We are the co-creators of the world. Hashem sent us. And all we have to do, it's not so difficult. Just be a pashut Jew. Be a simple Jew, and that's all you have to be. By being a simple Jew, you become a beacon of light to the world. And Be'ezat Hashem, that we be an example to ourselves, to our families, to the people that are around us, our friends and business associates, to our community, and beyond. Because it all starts with us. You see that the first machloket, not the first machloket, but the first sign of ego was in the time of Bereshit, when somebody wanted more. Right? There's that thing of being greedy. I want more. I want to be the same. But sometimes, if you are humble and anav, and you accept what Hashem gives you, you know what happens? Automatically you get more. Because by accepting what you are and who you are, you should be content. Anything that you get above and beyond that is a huge gift. Be'ezat Hashem, that we married to have a solid shlom bayit amiti, that our wives are queens because we're kings, and that we're able to take them out of their curse of vayimshol bach, and treat him like a queen, and in return Hashem give us easy parnasah, and that Be'ezat Hashem we have good, strong, moral values that don't get tainted by the age and generation that we live in. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.